Hey everyone, this is Dr. Jennifer Harris, and I am here to share a little news. So, over the past few months, well, actually almost 4 years, I have been building a framework that I have called Whole Story Living, which is the way that I have integrated several tools together to build a reliable pathway to find ourselves when we get lost, when anxiety takes over, when our vigilance goes on high alert, when we start performing the roles that we're so comfortable performing, and even when we get to the point of exhaustion and just kind of shut down and disconnect. These mechanisms are not by accident. They are part of the protection stories that we carry within us. And whole story living has been about reclaiming and remembering and gathering in the stories of our true self that got buried underneath those protection stories. So, whole story living is about returning to those true self stories and bringing our protection stories into conversation with those to tell our whole story. It's been a very exciting few months, especially because I have finished two things and am about to finish a third. So let me introduce you to the Whole Story Workshop. This is the new couples manual, and I'm very excited about it. I have it in print, and I want to hold it and caress it like a baby because it's mine. The Whole Story Workshop for individual participants is at the printer as we speak. And with everything going according to plan, my book, Whole Story Living, which spells out the framework in the theory and in practice, will hopefully be printed in January of 2027. All of that to say, I am very excited and also scared spitless. There is a very real phenomenon that happens where we start to do something and accomplish something that we've reached toward and reached towards. And when we get to that summit, there's something that kicks in, which a writer that I like, his name is Gay Hendricks, talks about it. It's your upper limit. And when we start to reach this upper limit of what we're allowed to have, what we're used to having, we tend to do things to make that not get past. So, the past few weeks and months have been a very interesting exercise in practicing what I preach. And there have been moments where the trek is going well and the movement is happening and the miles are being covered, and there have been times when everything stops and I make camp and don't move for 3 days. All of that to say, there's a very real problem in that we are not being taught well or modeled well what it means to be in relationship, both within ourself and then with others and with divine relationship. Many people have good intentions, and many people are modeling practices that diminish what it is to be in a relationship that brings life. And in my own journey of trying to figure out what that means, it has not been enough for me to stop with simply understanding what is going on. I want to know, what do I do about it? I bet you feel the same way. So, what this theory really is, this framework is really bringing emotion up, an invitation into my own journey of what didn't work for me, what I saw in others that didn't work, and seeking a solution that is doable and repeatable and simple enough to reach for when we're super triggered, when we are in a place we've gotten stuck in before, when we, and as a couple perhaps, feel like, here we go again, this is never going to change. Or even in myself, I ask this question, who am I? And we ask, what do I want? What if the whole story workshop and this framework and the pathway of returning to yourself called whole story living could help you find at least the beginning of the answers, could at least put you on the path and even walk you some steps down that path of answering, who am I? What do I want? For couples, who am I in this relationship and what do we want to build together? So I am very, very humbled and excited, and as I said, terrified to invite you into what I have been building. I'm extremely grateful to a few couples who have walked through earlier iterations of my couples curriculum and to a group of 4 women who walked with me into the first iteration of the individual workshop. As we put our feet to the path, sometimes we can rely more safely on some scaffolding around us, around some structure around us. And that is what these workshops are meant to do. So if you would like to know more about my baby, about this whole idea of what it is to live in your whole story, then check out the comments for a couple of upcoming invitations and a group option for the individual workshop starting the end of September, and to sign up for the couples curriculum, which will be available either middle November or December 1st, depending on the printer. So, thank you for allowing me to share this news with you and for being a big part of why I do what I do, and for being the inspirational stories that have motivated me through those moments where I felt like I'm too scared. I can't do this, to push through, and the joy and the almost shock of being at this point. And even though there are a few more steps to take for the book in January, that we're almost there. It's quite an unusual, exhilarating, terrifying set of emotions that I would love to share with you. So check out the comments for how to get yourself involved. Please feel free to get in touch with me anytime to learn more about what this is all about, or you can check out my website, which is wholestorycounseling.com, and you can click in the menu bar and check out Whole Story workshops there as well. I hope to see you there, and I hope that we can learn and keep learning together what it is to live in our whole story. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.